The first, just a headline this morning, Axios reported that a war with Iran could be imminent. I'm curious what your thoughts are and if there's any appetite for this, because I'm a millennial. I think that you are too. And I know that when you hear, if you're millennial or you're older, you hear imminent war in the Middle East, and all of a sudden you get these images dredged up about the war in Afghanistan, the war in Iraq. You hear that those wars seemed endless. I mean, what do you think about that? Because the reporting said that we are closer to a major war in the Middle East than most Americans realize.
It went from the Department of Defense to now Department of War. Trump said he was going to be the anti-war president. And yet here we are in this moment. We need peace. We need peace through strength. I think that those who are in those positions of power that we would normally look to for guidance because of their expertise, I think that they are lacking in this moment. As someone, for example, Pete Hegseth, I think is probably one of the worst of the cabinet secretaries that we have in this moment. So when I hear that, that is incredibly concerning. Say I am a millennial. So yes, to your point, and the war on terror and everything that happened in the Middle East as we were growing up and a little bit older. And, I think that we do have the best military in the whole world. I also think that someone who claims to be the top artist in negotiation might be able to better negotiate us not having to enter this. And ultimately, what we want is to ensure that Americans are protected, of course. And, when we have adversaries like Iran, for example, we do not need to necessarily be putting ourselves and our American families and military in that position. If we don't have to, we shouldn't be doing that.
And then finally, we always say this in every conversation where affordability comes up, it's the economy, stupid. I am sure that affordability, the economy, will be the top issue in the midterms. And we've talked about this before, right? Democrats lost in 2024 because of the economy. Now Republicans, it seems like they're falling into this same trap where Americans are saying, I don't feel good about the economy right now. The cost of living is really high. It's higher than it was last year. I have a pessimistic outlook on the economy. And Republicans are saying, no, hold on. It's good. It's good. It'll catch up. I mean, what do you make of that? And how do you think that Republicans perhaps, I'm assuming you're going to say, change the messaging between now and midterms. How do they do that to kind of level with the American people here?
I think if you were asking President Biden that question, he'd probably say that's not the right way to be talking about the economy, as that led to Democrats losing, right? It's the way you feel. It's not literally the numbers that are happening. So yes, I think that the best way, and here's something that we don't ever really see from the administration. They make a mistake, they call someone a domestic terrorist, or they do X, Y, Z. They never take accountability or ownership for it. They only ever double down. And so if they were able to take accountability or say, like, listen, the numbers are trending up, you might not be feeling in your pockets yet. What we are doing is making sure that you get that satisfaction as soon as possible. And if you just really level with them and talk about it in those terms, I think people are more likely to understand and be like, no, this is what they said, that it's on the way and that I'm going to feel it soon, even though in this moment I don't. Suggesting that the American people don't feel that way is just false and it's misleading. And so I think that the best way to do it is, one, make sure the economy is doing well. But secondly, if it's trending up, make sure that people know, like, help is on the way and you're going to be feeling this soon, even if you don't feel it today.